What's up everyone, today I want to do another strategy spotlight about a new build for Wildsoul. So Wildsoul's bear on level 3 gains that demolish ability, which is really good at taking down towers. It adds 60% bonus damage to buildings, so I thought, is there any way I could abuse this and also fight really early? So my idea was get a ringer teacher, get ghost marchers for the bear instead of the usual build of alchemist bones, and just gank and push really early. Take early towers and get my farm that way. So of course this means I will be ganking a lot. The ringer teacher I put on the bear for the bonus damage because it also has the hatchet, which improves the damage of ringer teacher a little bit. And the ghost marchers are there to help you gank is what I thought, because usually you're really slow. With a bit of micro in this clip, for example, I managed to do quite a lot and survive at the same time. But really the strategy is you gank a lot, and when you get level 7 or 8, which is when your bear gets a lot of health and also gets that demolish ability, you can start taking down towers and getting your farm. And then you can buy whatever you want. So I proceed to do just that. I push towers one by one in all the lanes. Not only does this give gold to yourself, but it also gives gold to your allies. So at this point I wasn't really sure what am I gonna buy, because I didn't yet know how much gold I would have. So it turned out, once I push all 3 tier 1 towers, I get about an average 2500 gold. So I wasn't sure what to use it on, and I just got a Thunderclaw on my bear, because it was too little gold to get a mock, and I thought the Thunderclaw would fix all my damage problems, but unfortunately I got heavily out-carried, because I went for a build that doesn't let you farm as fast, because I had to max out my bear to give him health so that he can push, but that didn't work and I lost the game, so I tried again. I pushed the towers really early, got the gold for my team for it, and as you can see, the second game just didn't work out at all for me. I just died over and over again, and this strategy seemed to be way too difficult. Because you need not only to be good yourself, but to have good teammates to push with you. And my bear wasn't really pushing extra hard or anything. It was pretty good. Eventually, after dying quite a few times, I did destroy all 3 towers, and I was left with 2000 gold. This time again, I wasn't really sure what to do with it, so I got a Soul's Bulwark, but that wasn't enough. Soul's Bulwark doesn't really give much damage or anything, so I lost again, got out-carried pretty hard, and this build was kind of feeling kind of wonky. The idea was there, but it wasn't quite working. So I got a ringer teacher and ghost marchers for the bonus damage just so that I could push towers, and I was left with 2000 to 2500 gold, which is not good enough for a mock. So instead of bashing my head against the wall, I decided to change my build, because I had to admit the build either was bad or it was not good enough to at least like give you an advantage over any other normal build. So I decided to remove ghost marchers from the build completely, which would give me about 1500 gold, which I can then use to get a Sword of the High and go for that mock. So I decided to do just that, and also I changed up my build a little bit. I went for 6 minor totems for the extra survivability and damage, so that I could farm faster. And I sacrificed an iron buckler for it from the bear, which proved to be a questionable decision because my bear was just dying really fast. That extra 20 damage it can block from an iron buckler is much more than it seems. And this proved to be a problem not only when farming creeps, but also when pushing. But nonetheless, I continued my strategy of ganking early, and then proceeding to push. So in this clip we take down Armadon pretty quickly. Nymphora also goes down quickly, and this kind of gives you opportunities to push little by little when enemy heroes are missing. But for my build to work, you need that demolish ability, which usually comes on level 7 or 8. So here I finally get level 8, where I can level up my bear enough so that it has health, which with level 4 of the bear, the health kind of alleviates the issue of having no stout shield, but it's still really difficult because the bear just dies really quickly. That's a problem, but nonetheless I continued to push with this new idea of no ghost marchers for the extra gold. Killed 1 tower and killed the 2nd tower, killed the 3rd tower. And in this clip you see I have only like 1500 gold. Where did the gold go, SomaZ? Well, it's quite simple. I already have my Sword of the High, and I'm going for a 13-minute mock right now. So 13-minute mock. Is it any good? Yeah, it's pretty good, I would say. We killed their racks before 15 minutes. We got mega creeps at 20 minutes. We forced the game to end at 21 minutes. It was a complete crush, destruction, no chance. Oh my god, have they been destroyed hard. So I thought, well, now this build is looking pretty good, but maybe that was beginner's luck. I need to try and do this again. So I kind of did the same thing, ganked. This time I did get a stout shield and just continued with my usual thing of pushing, killed all 3 towers, and this time again I had just about enough gold for a Sword of the High, continued to go for mock, and this was actually a really close game. The enemy carries kind of have outcarried me, but I did manage to suicide in to kill that last Rax for the mega creeps, and we won. So my build was kind of proving to be good. So I rethought it a little bit, how could I abuse this a bit more, and here's my final suggestion for the build. Start with the hatchet and 6 minor totems, and then I thought, well, if you don't buy the iron buckler at the start, doesn't mean that you can't get it later. So you get an iron buckler and the ring of a teacher as soon as you can, and then you start saving up gold for your mock. The skill build, after much consideration, I thought should be this. You should get your natural attunement on level 2 and the bear on level 3, just so that you can get that root as soon as possible and start ganking early. And the no boots early game proved to be a pretty huge issue because your bear just cannot catch up with enemies. So I thought a level of your wild is necessary at least once early game, or your ganks just aren't gonna work out. But since you're getting an early ring or a teacher, you should have the mana to support it. Also, it gives you bonus attack speed so you can farm faster and potentially take down towers faster. Then afterwards you go for natural attunement a couple of more times just for the extra damage, because pushing too early is probably not gonna work. You kind of need to build up that damage and health before you can push effectively. So finally, on level 7, you get the 3rd level of your bear, which gives you that demolish ability so you can start pushing. So this is when you get strong and when you start doing stuff. But you can gank as soon as level 4, or well, even level 3. With just that ringer teacher. This build combines the best of both worlds. Both a really good farmer, deals a lot of damage, and also can push towers very fast. So then you can proceed to finish your build up with getting the attunement and the final level of your bear, and you can then proceed to go for your ultimate so that you can push harder with the sub ability that it provides an extra health. So with this build you have a Wildsoul that kind of ganks really early and plays really early instead of just farming non-stop, and pushes all the towers and just gets his farm that way for himself and for the team. And if you can pull this off, you can end the game incredibly quickly before the enemy team even has a chance to react. And it's also much more fun to play than the super farmer build because you don't have to stay in the jungle for the entire time. So just give it some thought. I think it can work out great. I can't wait to play it more as soon as I have free time. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. And I wasn't sure what to use it on, and a problem arose. I can't. It was too little. It was too little. It was too little gold. Oh, fuck. Oh, nice. Stun.
The sweet taste of souls.